Still under caution at Daytona. In the IROC, yellow flag laps do not count. Al Unser Jr. is in second place, looking for a win as he continues to follow his family legacy. Here's an update from Jack.
With 2 IROC championships already under his belt, Al Unser Jr. embarks upon his 8th IROC season. Motorsport success is not new to little Al. From go-karts to midgets to Super Vs and Can-Am cars, Al Jr. saw it all as simply an apprenticeship for Indy cars, and most importantly, the Indy 500. In 1990, he captured his first championship, despite this violent crash at Nazareth. On the very day he clinched the title. But for him, the dream that burned within his soul remained, to win the Indianapolis 500. And last year, that dream came true.
It meant everything. You know, the Indy 500 victory meant everything to me. It's something that, you know, when I was 9 years old, I had my dad's poster hanging up on my wall, and it was right in front of my bed, really, on the outside, on the other side of the wall. And every morning, you know, I woke up with him in victory lane at Indy, and, you know, a lot more people are looking at me before they didn't. You know, I was son of 4-time Indy winner, and now I am an Indy winner, and so the pressures that as much came off, came on.
Like his father Al and his uncle Bobby, Al Unser Jr.'s life is consumed by racing. It's more than everything to him. It's the only thing.
I just want to drive race cars, and I don't care what color they are, what number it is, what kind of race car it is. As long as it's competitive with the rest of the field, then I want to get out there and play.
This year's Daytona 500 saw little Al playing with stock car racing's elite. At the midway point, the New Mexico redhead was solidly in the top 10 until this crash forced him to the sidelines. Many say that the IROC series favors NASCAR drivers. The cars react and drive like their regular rides. But don't tell Al Jr. that. He sees this series as another championship to win.
If your car's running good and you're drafting well, you're going to go to the front. And it doesn't matter if it's a NASCAR boy or an Indy boy or a Formula boy. I mean, they're all the same when they get out there.
But Al Unser Jr., like most race drivers, would hope that his equipment is not quite the same. Still, in the IROC, the theory is equality of equipment. The green flag comes out. All 11 cars are now closely bunched together, and it's a new race once again. Al Unser is being reported as okay. He is the only driver out of this race thus far. Out in front, it's Ricky Rudd.
Rudd has never won a major race at Daytona. He's been third. Al Jr. has never won a major race at Daytona, whereas Bill Elliott, the third guy in that trio up front, has won the 500 in 1985 and 87.
At the front of the field, things remain the same. At the back of the field, Harry Gant was able to make a pretty good move on that restart and got around 2 other cars, Jack Baldwin and Juan Fangio, who now run in the last 2 positions.
I think the thing that surprised me the most, Paul, is when they took the green flag, they really didn't get bunched up. They weren't bumper to bumper as we expected them to be. Now, they can't afford to give that away at this point in the race.
Al Unser Jr. continues to run in second place. They don't have two-way radios on these cars, and I'm sure Al is a little bit concerned about the condition of his father. Here's Jack Arute.
What happened?
Well, I guess first my car quit running. I went to the back, and then it started picking up, but it still wouldn't run good. And then I guess there was just not enough room when I tried to get up in there, and I thought I had enough room, and we just, whoever I hit got me going sideways, and I hit the wall.
But you're okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Not the first one, though. You had a close call before that, too, with you and Bill Elliott.
Yeah, I don't know why. You know, he squeezed down and mine jumped up, and I don't know. It's just, when you run hard, it's sometimes you touch.
Davey Allison came out of the caution period well back in the field, has now closed up behind the lime car. That's road racer Davey Jones, who's had really a spectacular run on his own. He's really had a good run here. And now Davey Allison closes up to come in behind him as Davey Jones begins to challenge Al Unser Jr. And Bill Elliott comes away past and picks up the lead.
Now there was a move by Davy Jones. It was absolutely a true race driver's move. He absolutely hooked up, came from behind. He's in second place. Got Elliott clear up in front. Things are really changing fast now.
So Elliott at the front. Davy Jones in second place. Ricky Rudd has lost the dominance he had. And Al Unser Jr. has fallen well back behind Davy Allison.
I asked Davy Jones yesterday if he was tired from his trip back from England and the testing there. He said, absolutely not. I'm so excited to be here for IROC. All that tiredness has melted away, and you bet he's not tired right now.
Remember, so much of this race depends on what the other guy does. Look at little Al, went from second place. All he thought he had to do was pass one car to take the win, and now he's back into fifth place.
Looking forward to the two leaders, Jones and Elliott, as there's Davy Allison coming up on the inside. And Allison, who was well back when the caution started, picks up a little help here, and he's working his way forward. So that yellow flag bunched up the field and gave a chance to Davy Allison. Now stock car drivers run first and third. Davy Jones and Al Unser are looking solid. We'll be back. Back at Daytona International Speedway, it is Elliott in front. Davy Jones is second. Davy Allison moves up to third, and now Ricky Rudd and Al Unser Jr. battle it out side by side. The front runners have once again managed to separate themselves from the rest of the field, but that front running pack is much larger now.
At the front, it's definitely a question of a kind of movable chess game, but with the moves just speeded way up, you've got to decide not only what you and your car can and cannot do, but what the other men can and cannot do.
You know, the interesting thing about this, it went from a 3-car race to a 5-car race up front, and any guy in there could upset the whole apple cart and cause it to be totally different in any given straightaway.
Looking very much like last year's run here at Daytona, which ended up in the only dead heat ever in the IROC. That for second place between Harry Gant and Ricky Rudd. 5 cars all together. It's getting down to decision time now.
And remember that at a similar racetrack, Talladega, Davy Jones had a great account of himself, finishing 4th, but he was actually leading briefly on that last lap. So he's been a front runner in these situations before.
2 laps to go.
Now, little Al is going to push Davy Allison. There comes a point in the back where they really have to start doing something because the front isn't possible otherwise. Sometimes you got to help a guy win the race in order to get second place is what I'm really trying to say.
Remember, this is only the first round of the IROC, so every position counts for points.
See, but what the point Bobby just made is really good, because sometimes you help another guy to win just in order to get second or third for yourself. Remember that Rudd, en route to his championship last year, did not win any of the races. He picked off seconds and thirds.
The white flag comes out with 1 lap to go for Bill Elliott. Davy Jones is right behind him. Common wisdom would say that Jones is in an excellent position. But does he have the skill on a super speedway to get around a great champion on a super speedway like Elliott?
Think of the incredible disparity in experience between Elliott, who just races here all the time, and Jones, who so rarely does. Whoa!
Davy Jones scrapes the outside of the wall but keeps going, but at the same time Davy Allison is able to close in. Elliott begins to pull away.
And that slows Davy Jones down just enough where there's nothing he can do. He's going to go back to 5th place. That's fiberglass on the fenders, just barely rubbing the wall.
Davy Jones in real trouble as now he falls steadily backward and begins to battle with Rudd at the front of the field. Elliott tries to protect his position as they come to the finish. Right alongside is Davy Allison. And Elliott takes the win. Al Unser Jr. is third. Davy Jones is 4th. And we've got trouble with Alan Kowicki as they come to the line. Kowicki will cross the line on the grass if he can keep it going.
Well, we've seen a lot of finishes, but boy, that one was really a little bit different.
And Kowicki lost it well after the finish. Here are those 2 incidents. First, watch the lime green car as Davy Jones just runs up and scrapes some concrete off the wall and keeps going. Now watch Alan Kowicki in the orange car. Watch Fangio just behind him. After they cross the line, Fangio slams into the back end of Kowicki and sends him first into the wall and then down across the grass. But it appears that Alan Kowicki is okay. What a finish here at Daytona. The benefactor of it all is Bill Elliott. We'll talk to him in just a moment.